Hey guys, Brian, back again, and this video here is one that I've been putting off for, I don't know, probably like 2 months now, maybe. And it's one that there's two batches to this. I watched one of Vin Cruz's videos a while back, and he mentioned that he went to a used bookstore based on somebody else's video who had gone to a used bookstore. So this is like 6 degrees of used bookstores, I guess, because I'm sure that that person probably either one was going to them anyways, or may have mentioned or seen somebody else's video that went to a used bookstore and found comics, and so they gave it a shot. So this is at least 3 degrees of used bookstores, comics at used bookstores, because I was inspired to go because Van Crew mentioned it in his video, and he mentioned seeing it in somebody else's video. And also, my son, who goes to this used bookstore, mentioned to me that they sell comic books there. So I was like, well, why not give it a shot? So for the most part, most of these books cost me like a dollar each. There are a couple that were up to $2, and that's because they were newer books, and I think that that's how the bookstore works. The ones that like real new, within the last year or so, they probably put a $2 tag on, and even some of those they only put a price or a dollar on them. So anyway, the first half is books that I bought about a month ago, or I'm sorry, about a month or 2 months ago. I don't remember. And the second part is books that I bought on Sunday. So anyway, the first book is Thunderbolts, number 15. A lot of these books they're a dollar, and when I find comic books for a dollar or less, I kind of lose my mind and just start picking out. And before I know it, I have I've got $100 stack of comic books, but they're a dollar for most of them. So who cares? So anyways, yeah, Thunderbolts. I'm trying to complete this run of this volume. It shouldn't be too hard to do because I've got a lot of them, and I think they did less than 200 books. I'm not sure. I'd have to actually look and see. So anyways, this Thunderbolts 15, and I haven't read it yet. So, moving on. This next book, I picked it up as a total nostalgia thing because it just made me want to read Gru again, but it's not Gru. It's Sergio Gornis, Massacres Marvel. And honestly, if I'd seen this on the bookshelf or on the shelves back when I was buying comics, I'd have snapped it right up then too. So when I found it in these back issue bins at this bookstore, of course I bought it because you can't go wrong with Sergio Aragonés. Now, a lot of stuff happened while I was on my comic book hiatus, like the Civil War, and this is all Marvel because, like I said, I'm not big on DC. But, I missed the whole Civil War thing, Dark Reign, Secret Invasion, and all kinds of other stuff that I have no idea about. So when I find it a little difficult picking out books from this era because I really want to just get the whole story, but it can get expensive. So I found Secret Warriors, number 1, and I bought these solely based on the covers. Give me a second and I'll figure out who it was that did it. Okay, it's Jim Chuen. And if I'm not mistaken, he also did some work for CrossGen at one point. And for me, that was my first introduction to him. And I really liked his work then. So, Secret Warriors number 1. Number 2. Number 3. 4. 5. And 6. I read these all last night, and they were really good. The interior art is quite a bit different than the cover art, but it took a little while for me to kind of get keen on that. Now, the one thing I've noticed about a lot of these dollar bin books from the used bookstore A lot of them got some spine stress, quite a bit of spine stress, but I mean it's $1, so. And I got this one shot, Secret Warriors. I'm sorry, I was saying Secret Wars. This is Secret Warriors. My bad. Secret Warriors #1. It's a one shot. I haven't read this yet. I'll get to it. Now this next batch, this all kicked off about the time that I went to live in Italy, and so I kind of missed it. But the New Avengers thing, this is a David Finch cover, and it's Spider-Woman. And like David Finch he's a really, in my opinion, I really like his work. So that was 4. The New Avengers 6. Again, it's a David Finch cover. Number 7, another David Finch cover. 8. Let's see. It looks like it. Yes, it is a David Finch cover. 9, also Finch. New Avengers 11, Mike Deodato Jr. I first noticed this guy's work, I think it was on Captain America back in the day, and it kind of caught my eye then. And I think he's only gotten better with time. New Avengers. Okay, this Fear Itself nonsense stuff, I'm not at all familiar with it, so I'm just going to have to, fill in where I can. The New Avengers #14. I'm not sure about the Fear Itself stuff. I haven't read any of these books yet. And this is New Avengers 15. Actually, no, it just says Avengers Fear Itself. My bad. This one, well, maybe this isn't the same books. Maybe this is just the New Avengers and this is Avengers. I'm not really sure. Well, I'll figure it out. Anyway, so there it is. The New Avengers Annual #2. I'm not sure who's. Oh, it looks like Jim Chuan on there to me, but and it's a nice cover. Captain or Spider-Man in a black costume. I don't know any guy back to that for a while, but he must have. Now this goes back to when I was reading comics on a regular basis, and it's Onslaught Reborn #2. I only bought this because it's a variant. Now this one takes me back to a ways, and back to 1990. It's Fantastic Four #347, and it's an Art Adams book, and I can't tell you how much I enjoy this guy's work. He is without a doubt one of my favorite artists of all time, so as far as comics go. And I bought 347 again because they had 2 of them. They're a buck a piece. So why not? This next one is, I'm not sure which volume this is, but it's probably the 3rd volume of Fantastic Four. It's number 528. Nothing special about it. It's just got Ben Grimm all decked out, looking like he's ready to go pimping. But of the Fantastic Four, if I could eliminate 2 of them, it'd be Mr. Fantastic and Johnny Storm. Just based on personalities. I like Sue Storm and I like Ben. Their personalities are good, in my opinion. So next is Machine Man #2. That's Machine Man 2020 #2. I haven't opened it up yet, but it looks like a Barry Windsor Smith cover to me, and I'm hoping it is inside. I'm probably going to try to find #1. If anybody's got #1 out there, help a brother out. Bernie Wrightson's Captain Stern 2 of 5. The only reason I picked this up is because it's Captain Stern. I've never seen it before. I've never really seen this guy outside of what is it? Shit, you guys all know what it is. Help me out. Heavy Metal. Yeah. So anyways, it's 2 of 5. I'd like to find the other 4. Help out. Now this next one, the Initiative story arc or crossover thing. Again, zero familiarity with that, but this is The Order #1. I haven't read it yet. #2. number 4, 6, 7, and this next one is, I'm not sure what number this thing is, but I am certain that it's not part of this. I think it's a separate volume. This is the order. It says number 5 here, and then it's got number 17 in the 5. I'm not sure what that means, but it's a Carlos Pacquiao, or I can't say his name right. I don't even know how to say it. Pacheco or Pacquiao. I'm not sure. Anyways, I first discovered this guy's artwork in Avengers Forever, which this is one of my all-time favorite Avengers stories. So that's kind of why I picked this up. And I like Doctor Strange decked out in the blue like that. Yeah, so Carlos Pacheco or Pacquiao. I'm not really sure how to say it. Anyways, he is one of my favorite artists. And so when I was looking through those bins, I found Avengers Forever number 6. I have all 12 of these at home, or back in with the majority of my collection. I just picked it up because I like the cover and I love this guy's artwork. Avengers, AVX, Secret Avengers, number 27. No special reason for picking this up. I like the Captain Marvel in the green. Well, it looks to me like he's wearing green and white, but maybe it's not really green and white because of the flames and all that. Makes it look a different color. But really, no special reason for picking that up. This next book is one of the books that, even when I wasn't buying comics because I was living in Italy, when I'd come home back to the States every 6 months or so, I'd make it a point to stop in a comic shop and pick up Y the Last Man, all the back issues that I could, that I was missing, and this next book, The Goon. This is number 33. You can't go wrong with Poop Potato. You just can't. Now I have The Young Avengers number 7. Number 11. I'm going to fill in a little bit of Captain America here with 291. Little Avengers with 234. Man, with that last haul I got, I made a huge dent in my Avengers run. And I found a guy on Craigslist who's got an Avengers number 4. But he's being really, really weird about the price he's asking for it. In fact, I offered him, like, it's in my opinion, it's a lower grade book. It has tape on it. It has tape on in a couple spots on the spine. So in my opinion, it's at best it's a good plus. And this guy said it's good to he said it's like good to fine. And in my opinion, you're leaving out very good in the center. So I'm not sure this guy knows what he's talking about as far as grading. And so anyways, I asked him how much he wanted for it. And he's like, right now I'm just shopping around for prices, I'm not in a real big hurry to sell it. So I'm like, well, what the fuck did you put it on Craigslist for? So I'm a little irritated at that. But then, I said, well, based on the condition or based on the pictures you sent me, I'll give you $100. Just kind of to get the ball rolling because he didn't give me any numbers. And, I'm trying to get the ball rolling. And instead of replying with, he replies with, oh, that's way too low. That's way too far off the number I want. So we're not going to be able to do anything. But I'm like, well, dude, you still haven't told me the number you want. So I replied with like, well, what are you looking for the book? Let's work on this, I mean, that's usually how negotiations work. Usually if you throw out a low number, they're like, oh, you're a fucking retard, but I'll take this much for it. And then you negotiate. But this guy's like, he replies with, well, I'd like 30% off of guide. But again, he still hasn't, I mean, there's a huge difference between good and fine in the price guide. It's like a $400 difference. So I offered him $275 for it, and he never replied after that. So I think the chances of me getting an Avengers number 4 in the near future are probably slim. So anyways, Young Avengers and the Runaways, Civil War. This is issue number 1 and issue number 2. And they kind of go together to make a pretty picture. Next up, I'm not sure which volume this is, but it's I'm pretty sure it's David Finch on the cover. Yeah, it is. And it's Moon Knight number 5. I really, like I said, I like David Finch's work. He's pretty. And number 6. Then I found that Old Moon Knight 28. Now this next book, I'm pretty sure that I've already got these somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure. It's Marvel started doing their Marvel Knights, and like mature. It wasn't really mature readers because that was their max line, but they wanted to get gritty with it for a while, and so I got Black Widow number 1 with a blonde Black Widow. It's like a different woman filled in for her back in the Russian era days, and then I got number 2 for the book. As I recall, they're a good read. I'll probably pull them out and read through them one day. This next book I bought solely on it being another one of my favorite artists, and it's a Frank Cho cover for AVX. This guy, you can't go wrong with Frank Cho. He's just amazing. Citizen V and the V Battalion, the Everlasting. I'd never even heard of it. And it looks like it came out, I don't know. It's a Mike Diodato cover. And it's number 1 of 4. So I kept looking and digging, and I found 2 and 3 and 4. So I bought all 4 of them. Again, I'm certain that these were $1 a piece. So like I said, man, I kind of lose my mind when I can get comics for $1 a piece. If I can get them for 50 cents a piece, I really go fucking stupid. Marvel Comics presents Weapon X, 73, 74. Barry Windsor Smith working on this. 76. It's a great cover. 77. Now the only thing that I didn't like about these back in the day was that you only got half. These were like back in the day when Marvel was printing, Tales of Suspense and Astonishing Tales and all that, where it was, half the book was for one character and the other half was for another character. So you really only got half a story, and like usually with these Weapon X ones, I didn't really care about who the other half was in the book. And 79. And so I always felt like I was getting ripped off. Here's 80. But I mean, for $1.25, I kind of felt like I was, because now I got them all for $1 instead of $1.25. 82 and 83. Next is Avengers Prime, 3 of 5, 4 of 5, and 5 of 5. Now, I don't know anything about this, so whatever. But I need help with this because I need 1 and 2. If you got it out there and you want to part with it for a little bit, maybe we can make a deal. Now, Avengers Children's Crusade, 1 of 9. Again, this is Jim Chuan, and his work is pretty cool, in my opinion. Alright, so that's the first stack that I bought a while ago. And this next stack is not as large, because even though I lost my mind a little bit, I ended up buying doubles of stuff that I just bought in that pile, because I forgot that I bought them. So Avengers: The Crossing. As far as I can tell, this is a one-shot, and the whole cover, it's Mike Diodato Jr., and it's one of those chromium covers. So yeah, it's a wraparound chromium cover. I'll read it when I get to it. Number 2 for Avengers Forever. Again, I love this story. It is. If you can get your hands on these books, I suggest you pick them up, because the story is awesome. I think it was Kang went back and picked different Avengers from different timelines and put them together for a mission that he had. And like Captain America, he's not like the strong, confident leader. I guess there was a point in time where Cap was feeling pretty downtrodden and questioning his Captain American-ness. And so, for some reason, Kang felt like that was the Captain America he needed. And so there's Hawkeye and Captain Marvel or Marvel Boy. There's a Goliath. and Yellow Jacket. And my favorite one is Songbird. And when I read this, I was like, "Ooh, Songbird's going to be an Avenger." Um, I haven't seen any Avengers books where she was in as a member. So if you have and you know what title, what numbers, let me know so I can pick those up. Now, like I said, I just screwed up. I bought this. I just showed this a second ago. I bought a second copy of it, but it's fortuitous because this copy is in better shape than that one. That was Avengers: Children Crusade. And here's number 3. I think I have another one hidden in the stack somewhere, and we'll see when I get to it. Oh, here it is. It's number 5, Jack of Hearts. I have a mini series with him, like 1 through 4, I think. That was pretty good. It was put out in the when Marvel was doing a gang of miniseries, giving all these characters, their own a miniseries. I think they were doing it just to test them out to see how they do on their own and see if they could, launch a whole another comic with them. Now this next one I bought, it's the Mighty Avengers. It's one of the Secret Invasions books. Actually, no, it's not. I'll get to that in a minute. Anyways, this next one is a Mighty Avengers. Picked it up because the cover's awesome. And I think it's Bagley did the artwork on it. It's number 8 for the Mighty Avengers. I think that's one of damn it. Excuse me. It's one of the symbiotes there, I think. It looks like it. I haven't read the book yet, so I might be wrong. I know we're getting into the Secret Invasion thing. This one is number 14, and that is a total cover swipe of Avengers 57, which is awesome. So this is pretty awesome too, just not as awesome. I find it strange though that a Skrull would be impersonating a android, but Skrulls aren't that smart, are they? So that's 14. Here's 18. I really need to work on getting these so I can, I don't really want to read these yet because I feel like I don't want to get little tiny pieces of the Secret Invasion thing, little tiny bits at a time. I gotta get a checklist and get all of that stuff so I can read it all at one time. This next book, Secret Avengers, I only bought this book for one reason. And I think you can guess already. And if you can't figure out the reason I bought this, it's right there. Art Adams. This guy's awesome. Now, I just showed all these. Got second copies. And again, Secret Warriors number 1. This is in better shape than the other one. I think the same thing goes for 2, 3, 4. And I'm certain that 5 is in better shape than the other one because it looks like the other one has a tape pull on it. Next book, it's there's 7 issues to this book. I have 3 of them, so I need help finding the other 4. It's Shanna the She-Devil. It's 4 of 7, 5 of 7, and 6 of 7. So I need 1, 2, 3, and 7. And again, you can probably guess why I picked these up. Based solely on Frank Cho and how amazing his artwork is. I first discovered Frank Cho when I was goofing off at work one day, and I stumbled upon on Liberty Meadows online, and just little like 3 or 4 panel comic strip, and it was funny. It was really funny, and it kind of like sucked me in, and I went and wasted way more time than I should have. Going as far back as I could and reading all of them. And then when he started reprinting all of his stuff through Image, I picked up a lot of that. Yeah, I picked up a lot of that stuff because his artwork is just incredible. And then I've got some art books, like, big hardback art books of his that are incredible. From what I understand, he lives up in Maryland, not too far from Baltimore. So one of these days, I'm gonna have to. So it's my understanding that occasionally he'll do signings at local shops up there in Maryland. So if any of you guys in the Maryland area know of Frank Cho making any appearances where he can be signing stuff, drop me a line, let me know, because I'd really like to just drive up there, because it's not too far away. It's about an hour and a half or so for me. I'd love to go up there and get some Frank Cho signatures on some of my work, or some of my books. His work is just incredible in my opinion. Now we're going to get to the New Avengers. This is number 10 and number 18. Now we're going to get to the Old Avengers, 245, filling in a little bit, 272. I've never even seen this book ever. It's not like it's a rare book. It's just I've never seen the cover before, and it's one that I needed. So occasionally when I'm flipping through back issue bins, I'm like, oh, do I need this book? I'm not sure, because I recognize the cover. I've seen it. I may have it. I'm not sure. But this one, I knew immediately that I needed this for my collection, so it was easy. I picked it up right away. 284. I've got this already. I bought it off of eBay, but the copy I got on eBay had tape residue up here, and it was all sticky, so I don't like that, so I got myself another copy. Avengers 294, 295, 353, 364, 382. I figure if I'm not going to be able to get that Avengers number 4, because the guy just doesn't want to deal with me, because I don't know, I guess I'm just too eager to buy the book from him. I'm too eager to give him money. Because let me tell you what, if the guy would work with me, I would definitely come up to his price, I'm sure. Or at least very close to it. But he's not, so whatever. So anyways, if I can't get number 4, I'm going to fill in as much of the collection as I can. And now remember I showed Patsy Walker Hellcat in 144 of the Avengers. Now apparently they did a mini-series for her, 1 through 5. I've got 1. I have 2. I need 3, 4, and 5. If anybody's got it out there and they want to trade, let me know. Now I just screwed up and I showed some of these books already because I bought them in the last haul, which I don't know why I did it. But anyways, this is the Order, again, number 1. But I was able to find, I didn't even know this existed. There's a variant. I got that. And this is a McNiven cover, which is always awesome. I really like his work. Number 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this is last, I have 2 more books. This next book, I bought it for 2 reasons. One, I've never seen this character in anything before and thought she looked interesting. I'm sure, I think she's one of those sort of horror characters from the 70s that Marvel did a lot of. And the second reason is another one of my favorite artists. I really like Greg Land's work. So, this is The Legion of Monsters, Satana. It's a one-shot. It's number 1. I think it's a one-shot. It just says number 1. I didn't really see it go anywhere else. So, anyways, I have that. And this is the last one that I got on Monday. And, I'm not sure, but I think it's a Stuart Immonen did artwork in this, which will be a nice surprise for me because I've discovered I really like his work on the all-new X-Men. So this is Journey into Mystery 646, and it's featuring the Lady Sif. And I only really bought it because the cover looks really nice. And, I mean, you can't judge a book by its cover, but you know what? With comic books, I will buy a book because of its cover sometimes. So that's it for my couple of hauls from the used bookstore, and I'm probably going to go back there again because they've still got a lot of the Secret Warriors books, and I really like the storyline so far. And for the whole thing, I don't think there's more than 38, 40 books, and I think that's including variant covers. So I want to complete that run. So if you watched all of this, thank you. And you guys, you know what? I really need a good tagline like Hippie's got or some of the other guys have got, but I guess I'm too lazy for it. So anyways, thank you for watching. Have a good day.